recall election is underway. Mail-in ballots are being returned. And whether or not Gavin Newsom gets recalled, we don't exactly know. The polling is neck and neck. But we do know that should he get recalled, conservative talk show host Larry Elder may actually become the governor because he is leading with 20% of the polls. Now, of course, they're scared. The LA Times has been running hit piece after hit piece, some of the most insane hit pieces. The black face of white supremacy, they call this guy. That's insane. He's just a conservative. It's amazing, isn't it? Well, now we have a couple more stories. To start, we'll build the suspense. I know you clicked the thumbnail. You know what's going on. But let's start with one story where people are concerned that their mail-in ballots have a hole in the envelope. And when you put your ballot in, you can see whether or not someone voted to recall Gavin Newsom. And many people are scratching their heads like, why is my vote visible through this envelope? And they just say it's the hole is there for, moving it through the system. I don't care why the hole is there. People are freaked out about it. I think it's a really bad idea. Maybe make a better system. But here's the big story. A felon was apparently sitting in his car asleep. And the police came and investigated and found drugs and hundreds of California recall ballots and a loaded gun. And how? This raises some very serious questions. How did someone come to be in possession of hundreds of California recall ballots? Apparently, they're informing people whose names are on the ballots, and they're going to be sending out new ones to them. But already, people are skeptical because they don't trust the Democratic Party, and this is a huge red flag. There's a viral video showing some women going through a mailbox, and a lot of people are saying that it is proof of them, taking mail-in ballots. I have not been able to confirm that. What I do know is that we have official reporting saying that some dude somehow got his hands on hundreds of recall ballots, and we don't know how. But it implies this guy or someone is doing something dirty, and why? This already compromised the election to a great deal. These ballots being just loose, no chain of custody. What are we supposed to do? What if there are others? I don't know. I can tell you this. Go out and vote for what you believe in. I'm of the opinion that Gavin Newsom is terrible. And I think Larry Elder would be an excellent change up for California, though I don't agree with him completely on policy. I think one party rule is extremely damaging. But there's a lot coming out of the media, and there's a lot of information we have pertaining to the polls that have been returned so far. For one, the media is giving us kind of a contradictory message. One, they're saying, be scared, Larry Elder could win. And then another outlet saying, it's actually really great that Larry Elder is winning because it means Newsom won't be recalled. But let's just take a look at the polling data. The ballot data. Based on the numbers so far of returned ballots, I think it's fair to say Gavin Newsom will be recalled. Wait till you see this data. It's early. It's preliminary. We're like 2.5 weeks out or so, maybe 3 weeks out, about 3 weeks out. So we have almost a month. But so far, the data on returned ballots suggests Larry Elder might actually become governor of California. Look, I got to tell you, Gavin Newsom ain't it. You might disagree with Larry Elder, but I view the man as principled. And I might disagree with him on some things, but Gavin Newsom is anything but. Let's take a look at what's going on with this news. Before we get started, of course, head over to timcast.com, become a member in order to get access to an ad-free experience and all of our members' content. Right now, it's just segments from the Timcast IRL podcast that are exclusive for members only. We've got new shows coming. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends, and let them know about this from Fox News. Hundreds of California recall ballots, drugs, loaded gun found in passed out felon's car. They say police responded to a call of a man passed out in a vehicle in a 7-Eleven parking lot in Torrance on August 16th. The Torrance Police Department said. During the investigation, officers learned the suspect was a felon and had Xanax pills in his possession. Police said a further investigation found thousands of pieces of mail, including over 300 ballots for the upcoming recall election of embattled Governor Gavin Newsom in the vehicle. Wow! In addition to the mail and ballots, Police found a loaded firearm, methamphetamine, a scale, and multiple California driver's licenses and credit cards in other people's names. Police said new election ballots were being sent to those identified through the investigation, that the incident was not tied to any additional thefts of election ballots. It was not immediately clear how the ballots ended up in the suspect's vehicle or what he intended to do with them. Police said the incident is being investigated in partnership with the U.S. Postal Service and the L.A. County District Attorney Public Integrity Unit. The suspect was arrested and faces numerous charges, narcotics and forgery charges. His name was not released. Newsom's recall election will be held on September 14th. The recall push was launched in June of last year over claims the governor mishandled the state's response to the pandemic. Oh, and then some. Forgery charges? I don't think it was the gun and the drugs that triggered the forgery charges. So it stands to reason this is a case of voter forgery. We'll just use that phrase. Oh, innocent until proven guilty. I don't exactly know what happened in this case. Cops found some, so they claim. They found these ballots in a car. There's photos of them. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and lean towards, this guy probably was doing something nefarious as it pertains to the election. And he's being charged over it. So what does that mean? I don't know how you deal with something like this. I'll tell you one thing, though. Do not let anyone demoralize you. They'll come out and they'll say, question this, question that. And I say, it's irrelevant. Stand up no matter what. They're going to try and convince you that it's, look, the only reason, or it's just the main reason they want to convince you that there's no election integrity is because they want you not to vote, because there is. Now, I get it. There are questions about a lot of creepy things, like how did this happen and what's going on? But you still have to get your vote in. So vote in this recall. And again, vote your conscience. My opinion, recall. Recall Newsom and then vote for whoever you want. Maybe Larry Elder is the right choice. The way I see it, Larry Elder is conservative commentator, talk show host. I don't agree with him, as I mentioned, but you've got a serious problem with one party rule in California. There needs to be a change, a rebalancing. I don't think constantly just voting in more and more and more Democrats solves the problem. That's what they're doing in New York. They're complaining about Bill de Blasio, so they just vote more Democrats in. But these people are loyal to the party, not to the constituents. That's why it's like, just get somebody who's not tied to that stuff. I don't know how you do it, but there's other concerns here as well. Take a look at this story from KCRA, California Recall Election, why you may have holes on your ballot envelope. And they show this image. I don't know if you can really see it. Let's, here we go. Here's a better image. Well, let me mute this and I'll play it. You can see there's a hole right here. And where the hole is, you can see the word no. If the hole for no is not filled out, then it seems that you're voting yes to recall Gavin Newsom. The fear here is that while this is going through circulation, anyone at any point can see the vote for that is likely to be a yes on recall and throw it in the garbage. Or they can see you're saying no on recall and throw it in the garbage. Conservatives work in the post office too. So the idea, I suppose, is always pointed in one direction, but I don't care which direction it's pointed in. They might say, a pro-Gavin guy might see this and throw it away. Yeah, and an anti-Gavin guy might do the exact same thing. This puts everyone at risk. Maybe you don't want Newsom to be recalled. What if some Trump supporter sees that and says, oh, you want to keep Gavin Newsom, eh? It says no. You can see the no votes. That's a problem, right? Well, they're basically saying that it's for accessibility for visually impaired voters. We got some feedback from our blind community in the Secretary of State's office in order for blind voters to be able to identify where the signature line is on the envelope, which is very important for them to sign, that this would provide them some individuality and autonomy to vote on their own. Well, you screwed up. I do not believe that is the appropriate way to deal with the issue. And of course, people are not going to be confident in the elections. But again, don't let them get you down. Get your votes in. We got good news for fans of Larry Elder, mind you, but let's see what the media has been saying. Get worried. Gavin Newsom's supporters are trying to bridge an enthusiasm gap by pumping up the fear. Uh-oh.